Hi everybody! T-Nothing Noah Barfield here. Welcome to Writer's Corner. Yes, the background is different. Thank you for noticing. We have shelves, shoes, a dustpan. It's all great. But yeah, right now I'm in my hometown of Missouri recording this video and moving my grandparents to their new house, just working and having fun. Today we're going to be talking about writing rebels. And I'm not talking like resistance kind of rebels. I'm talking about the ones who don't follow the rules. Also, this video is going to be a bit more freeform. I didn't do an outline, and I'm trying something new. So I was inspired to do this video going through the community part of Wattpad, scrolling through the different threads, and I came across one that was asking, how do you write a rebellious character? And I was like, that seems like a job for me. So I jumped into the thread and I answered this girl's question, and even though most of the other answers were about how you write bad boys and bad girls, and I hate those words, but those were the words they were using. And while most of the other people's answers were very melodramatic teenage answers, it raised a very good question. How do you write a rebellious character? Because this is important. It's important to have someone who is an outlier, who doesn't follow the rules, who doesn't fit in, and isn't just the main character. It's someone who legitimately does not feel comfortable in the society that they are put into. First off, why do we even need a rebellious character? Why? Well, probably because if everybody did what they were told and just settled down, it would be, I don't know, boring. It would be boring. If there was no one to offer any contradictory or controversial opinions, values, or plans, then everything would just come to a standstill, because all the other characters would be goody two-shoes who followed the rules and stuck to the plan, and it would be static, and it would be boring. That being said, not everyone in your story can be a rebel. But no, what about the rebellion in Star Wars? Everyone in there is technically a rebel. No, they're not. The rebellion is a faction, which makes being rebels kind of like being called militiamen. It's more of a title. That being said, not everyone who belongs to the rebellion is actually a rebel, because you have soldiers who blindly do what they're told and follow information without giving it a second thought. Kind of like all the Bothan spies that died to bring me this information, while you still have mavericks within the rebellion who question orders and don't always do what they're told, like Han Solo. So no, if everybody is offering a contradictory or otherwise controversial opinion or plan, if everybody is questioning authority in what you're doing, then there's no conflict within the group. There's nothing to spice it up. Everybody's on the same page, which is good for most of the book, but if you've ever read an interesting book that has a team or anybody working together, you know that they don't always work together. And that's one of the things that pulls us in. Yes, it's a bit dramatic, but we like that for some reason.
Alright, Noah, I get it, okay? Yeah, we know how important they are, but how do we write these bad boys and girls?
Well, they're rebels, so they rebel. But rest assured, I do have some tips on how to write these bad boys and girls. Ugh, I hate saying those words. So my biggest tip here is going to be to actively avoid the stereotypes that come with writing a rebellious character. You know the ones. Those characters. You know, like Little Miss Delinquent, who doesn't do what mommy and daddy tell her and comes from the perfect home, but has changed her entire wardrobe and slides into the darker side of society, gets herself in trouble and tries new and dangerous things, but really deep down just wants the approval of her family, despite the actual controversial ideas and opinions that she comes up with. Or old Johnny Boy, who broods in the corner wearing his leather and works on his hoverback for 4 hours a night because this mechanical machine is the only thing that he can find solace in after his daddy left him. And even though he misses hours upon hours of the flight academy, man, that boy has potential. You know the ones I'm talking about, those characters. We know them before we've even met them. They're predictable, and that's kind of sloppy. Another tip I have for you is to avoid putting the rebellious character in a love triangle. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh, and another tip! They don't always need to be saved, though there are a few things that you can do to make your rebellious character less shallow and more interesting, like giving them a bit of depth and a bit of complexity. Explore their opinions in contrast to someone who adamantly does not believe what they believe. Explore why this character believes this way and how they came to their values. Did they come from a broken home? Was it because that they don't feel understood? Is it just a phase? Are they crying out for attention? That has to be an honestly explored possibility. While some people rebel because they feel that it is just wrong, that something is wrong, and that they need to point it out through whatever means necessary, whether that's through maybe a delinquent/illegal action, or whether that's through protesting or having different opinions or just leading a different lifestyle than others. Some people do rebel for attention because they don't have that, because they are in fact kind of boring in and of themselves. And that would be an amazing twist on your rebellious character. They're not actually this way. This is just who they've become, so that people will finally notice them. What I'm saying is just find out the method behind the madness for this character. Oh, they're rebellious. Why? Why are they like that? Why did they become that way? Why didn't they go in a different direction? How do they honestly differ from other people? And also, explore this option. Are they right? Yes, they may not get along with their fellow teammates, and they may not have the best camaraderie, but are their plans effective? Do they get the job done? While they may question their superiors, do they understand the value behind what's going on? They just don't agree with blindly following orders? There are a whole host of things you can explore here, and the point is to make a detailed, complex character. A good piece of advice that was given to me that I will now pass on to you is to view their origins, i.e. coming from a broken home, perfect home, the abuse, or whatever you decide. View it from a unique and interesting angle. View it differently and examine it fully, more than the rest of society does. In fact, be rebellious in how you write rebelliousness. Perhaps one of your characters is an outlier. She is different, and she does come from a broken home. But the reason why her mother left was to prevent the overarching dystopian government from snatching her daughter up. And whenever the daughter finds out about this, whenever she is older, whenever she finds out what her mother did for her, it only validates and strengthens the feeling that she was meant to rebel. And it makes everything worth it. The abuse at the hands of her father, the torture at the hands of the school system, of the work camps, of everything, making her laughing stock society, crushing her, ostracizing her. It makes her all worth it, and now it's part of her. It's part of her, and it's her DNA, it's in her blood. And so whenever the protagonist waltzes in, trying to fix everything, no, it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. My mother died to make me this way, and I will not let that happen to anyone else. This is who I am, and I am not changing for you. I am not changing for anyone, and if you don't like what I suggest, then you can get out. And scene. But if I were to surmise all of my advice and a single little thing that doesn't need to be cut in post, it would probably be the following. View their origins in a unique and interesting way. Try and avoid the stereotypes. Don't put them in a love triangle. Try and give them complexity and depth. Explore all of their opinions. Give them a contrasting thing to work against. Make them wrong sometimes. Explore the fact that they may be crying out for attention and that this isn't really who they are. And also, they may not need to be saved because they may be a perfectly happy and healthy and mentally all there individual who knows what they're doing and just feels something is wrong. And I know this video was a bit more loose than my other ones, and I'd like to know whether you found it more or less helpful than my more structured videos, because if you find it more helpful, then I can start doing this more, and if you found it less helpful, then this will probably be the first and only attempt that I make at this. But would you like to read about some rebels with purpose? Then check out Legendland, and I would hold it up for you, but all my copies are packed away. But you can get Legendland on a plethora of places. Find it on Amazon, iTunes, Barnes & Noble, Smashwords, my publisher's website, and my website, www.arc-storm.com. And if you order off of there, I'll personally sign it for you, and I won't even write in the margins. Probably. And one last thing before I go. Music, playlists, and the reviews that I have talked about will both be coming quite soon, and I am really happy to announce all of that. We're going through some planning stuff right now to make sure this all kicks off without a hitch. And I will make a video all about that, or at least talk about it at the end of one of my videos in a short while. But as for this video, I hope you liked it. I hope you found the tips helpful, that you rebel in your own way in your writing, and that you continue to enjoy. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stalk me online at Facebook, Twitter, Goodreads, and YouTube obviously. Please subscribe and comment below. Now if you're wanting the whole Legendland package, check out Legendland Tale of the Nameless God on Wattpad.
updated every Friday. Watch some of my other videos, you might see something you enjoy, and I hope to see you next week.